Welcome to my manga haul for October 2024, and Jet is in the room and she's trying to eat a smaller version of herself. Jet! Jet! What are you doing? What are you doing? Put that up there. Anyway, let's get on with the haul, shall we? Before Jet decides to put anything else in her mouth. Okay, so let's move these. Here's the SciFi box. This is manual which I got from Amazon, and then you've already seen the first thing if you've watched my correction tour video. So first up for the haul, I have Mars, the complete set, volumes 1 to 13? 15. Volumes 1 to 15. Okay, this is a complete set. I found this on eBay. Somebody was selling it for like, I think it was around about £4 or £5 a volume, what I paid for it. It's a very good price, especially for this series. The series is very out of print. It's very sought after. You don't see it for that price very often. So yeah, I went and grabbed it. So Mars is like, it's a delinquent ex-good girl romance. It's considered to be like one of the first. It's about an art student, and he is a motorcycle rider, and she's afraid of boys, and she asks him if she can draw him for like an art project. It's like a classic. I've always wanted to read it, but I've never been able to get a hold of it until now. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to starting reading this. I'm probably gonna wait until after I finished Eternal Sabbath first. I've got 4 volumes of that left to get through, but yeah, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. The only one I don't have is Horse with No Name, which is like the prequel volume, but I don't think that's important to the series. I don't think you have to read it to get like the full story. But yeah, I've been wanting to read Mars for a while, and now I finally have it. Some of these volumes actually must have been originally bought in the US, because I think it's the earlier ones. Yep, they have this sticker on them, and it says $21.55. I don't know what shop this sticker's from, or like if anyone recognises it. But yeah, this volume 4, volume 3, and volume 2 all have that sticker on it. Obviously, I bought these in the UK, but they must have, these 3 volumes must have originated from the US. At like probably a second-hand bookshop. Possibly, what's that one called? Half Price Books, possibly from there, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the complete set of Mars. Great find, I'm so glad that I found it. Next, I'll go through these. I have some manhwa here. I have See You in My 19th Life, Volume 3. I read Volume 2. I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, and then as soon as I finished Volume 2, I bought Volume 3 because I really liked it. I think Volume 4's just come out. And then we have The Lady and Her Butler. This is a one that 7 Seasons brought out. It's about a woman. She's like a career woman. She's independent and she lives by herself, and she's not very good at housework. But then one day this guy turns up at her door, and he's a victim of some sort of housing scam where some guy tried to rent him a house that was already occupied. So he ends up moving in with her, and in exchange for like living there, he has to do all the housework and all the chores and stuff. And he also lies about being gay in order to like make her feel better about having a man living in her house. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. It is a manhwa. I think it originated on this website here, Reshin. I do like to see more like slice of life office romance manhwa coming out, so I want to support series like these, because quite a lot of the manhwa we do get in print is like fantasy, villainess, isekai stuff, which I'm not really. Villainess isekai isn't my thing, so when I see series coming out that are more slice of life office romance, I do want to pick them up and support them. Not to say I don't like fantasy, because I do like fantasy. I just don't really like the setting that most villainess series tend to take place in. Nor do I tend to like the tropes of those series. And the last one here is Under the Oak Tree. This one is a fantasy, but this one is more like a traditional medieval sort of European fantasy setting, rather than like the court drama period piece kind of settings you get in a lot of villainess stuff. This is a huge hardback by Inkful. It contains the first 24 chapters of the webcomic on Manta. And it's about this woman whose her father marries her off to this guy to get out of doing his duty, basically, so this guy can basically do the duty in his stead. And then as soon as they get married, they have a night together, and then he has to go off to war. And she hasn't seen him in 3 years, so after 3 years of being apart, he comes back. And the dogs are going their end, I don't know why. He comes back from the war after 3 years and meets up with her again, and she's like, he's probably going to ask me for a divorce, because obviously he doesn't know me. It's been 3 years, and I think he's had a proposal offered to him by the princess and stuff like that. But so yeah, they're meeting up again for the first time after 3 years, and they're kind of growing their relationship in there. And I thought it sounded very good, so yeah, I picked this one up as well. So that's the manhwa for the month. Yeah, I don't know why Jet and Rowan are both suddenly barking. Anyway, now to get onto the sci-fi box. So you might notice it's missing a side because Jet chewed that off. It is down there. So here is the bookmarks I got for this month. Quite a lot as usual. These are the ones that I haven't already got, so I finally got this one, which is from the original set, which I never got. So I have that one. And then these new ones, including the contest winner one. And then this one. And then this fairy one. And then this dude in space. So yeah, they're the new ones that I haven't already got. And these are the duplicate ones I do already have, which I'm going to hand off to whoever wants them, basically. That's what I tend to do with my excess bookmarks. They get fobbed off onto family members. We have a load of those. So anyway, on to the box and what I got from SciFi for the month. So first up, I have the final volume of Given, Volume 9. I love this series. It's my favourite BL, and this is the conclusion. Well, actually, there is a sequel series currently ongoing that takes place 10 years after the ending, so I'm looking forward to maybe someday getting that in English too. And I was also very happy if I find it without spoiling anything. Here we go. That at the end of the volume they have actually published the Strawberry Swing stories. These stories were published not that long after the anime came out, but they never got put into print at the time. I read them online. No, I have read these stories before, but yeah, I read them online. So I'm glad that they have actually now put the Strawberry Swing stories, I think there's 4 of them, into print at the end of this volume. So now we have basically all the content for Given in print now, apart from the new sequel one. But yeah, I love Given, and I'm looking forward to reading the ending. Although, I have already read it. I'm looking forward to reading the ending in print. Then I have this new BL from Kuma called Qualia Under the Snow. This is the same creator as Seaside Stranger. It's just a one-shot, obviously, if you recognise the art style. This one is about college students, I think. They live in the same dorm and attend the same unit as the university students. Aiko prefers the company of plants and isn't particularly fond of people, while Umi's relationships with men never seem to progress past one-night stands. Umi quickly warms up to Aiko, and despite their differences, Akiko slowly opens up to Umi. One day Umi says to Akiko, "You're a nice guy, senpai. I didn't even have to let you sleep with me for you to stick around." Akiko couldn't even begin to understand what Umi was going through. "All I want is the one I love to love me back. You may be surprised by which of them feels that way." So it's like a college, university BL one-shot. I wanted to try it because it was by the author of Seaside Stranger, and I do enjoy Seaside Stranger. You see, it is the same art style. Yeah, looking forward to giving that one a go. Next is another new series, this one by Yen Press. This is another one of my most anticipated releases, and that is Pink and Habanero. This is a new shoujo high school romance about a girl and this guy who acts like prickly and like a spicy pepper, I'm guessing that's why it's called Habanero. High school freshman Mugi can barely muster the confidence to talk to a boy, much less take one on a date. Plus, the first time she meets Kei Kurose, the wrong sort of sparks fly. Even if Kei's head turning hot, who could put up with the way he treats girls like trash? Mugi has no patience for his rude attitude, but when she just so happens to discover the scandalous secret of his part-time job, she might have to learn to keep his trust. Yeah, I've heard really good things about this series, and I thought it sounded good, and I was highly anticipating it coming out. So definitely looking forward to giving this one a read. I don't think I have any other series by this creator. I might be mistaken, I'll have to look it up, but I don't think so. But yeah, very looking forward to reading Pink and Habanero. And another new one next. This is Spring Storm and Monster, the new one by the Cheeky Brat author. This one is a step-siblings romance between a girl and her new stepbrother, who she says is kind of like a monster that comes in the spring. Hence the name. Yeah, I do like Cheeky Brat, and I do like Stray Cat and Wolf, so yeah, I wanted to read her new one. I'll probably end up liking this one too. Next is Whoever Steals This Book, Volume 2. This is a 3-volume long series about a girl who ends up having to go inside of books in order to solve a theft. I think the book was stolen, and she has to figure out who stole the book by going inside of the books, and she meets this weird girl who has animal ears, and she's kind of helping her. And this is her aunt who lives in this big house, because she's a descendant of she lives in a town of books. The town is known for books, and she's a descendant of the guy who originally brought all the books to the town. So it's her family's duty to watch over this massive collection. And that's her aunt. Yeah, I enjoyed the first volume. It had like mystery stuff to it. It had like fantasy stuff to it, and definitely want to continue the series, especially with it only being 3 volumes long. And the last one that's lying on the top here is Tsubaki Charomi Planet Volume 7. I enjoy this series. I enjoy all of Mika Yamamori's series that I have read. Not sure which one's my favourite between this one and Creamer at Dusk, though. I haven't quite decided. But yeah, I really like this series. It's an age gap romance between a high school girl and an author who she's currently living with and is his housekeeper. And let's go on to the bottom right now. Here we have my special one, volume 6. This is the first volume that focuses on this couple rather than the couple in the first 5 volumes, so I'm interested to see how like their relationship is and whether I like this couple more or less or the same as the first one. We'll see. That you, Rowan? That's Rowan. Next is Wolfgang Black Prince Volume 7. This is the first volume past where the anime ends, so this is new content. This one feels a bit thicker than the other ones. I wonder if that is the case or whether I'm just imagining the fact that there's a bit more thickness there. Yep, Wolfgang Black Prince. I enjoy the series. I like the anime too, and I'm looking forward to getting into the new content. And here we have Like a Butterfly 6 by Sumo Ishita. Author of A Sign of Affection. Again, I like this author and I like the series. It's very cute. I find the couple in this one to be very sweet and cute. And yeah, they're both like very introverted and they like don't really communicate well, but they're still progressing in their relationship, and yeah, it's a very cute one. Next in the box we have another new one. This is Sweet for Sweets and Foreigners. This is by Tokyo Pop's Love Line. It's a josei romance about I think he works in a sweet shop. I think he works in a sweet shop and she like starts working with him. But yeah, it's only 2 volumes long. It's a josei. I wanted to try it out. She works for a company that specializes in sweets. And she meets a handsome older Frenchman in charge of a new project she's assigned to work on. He'll want to keep their romantic imagination in check. Very friendly. Yep, that's that one. Next up, we have Tales of the Tendo Family Volume 2. I enjoyed Volume 1. The guy in it was an absolute utter prick, but I still enjoyed it, and I'm definitely looking forward to finding out more, especially if we get more information about the old man who took her in, because I find him very interesting that he can like do all these things and knows all these things and like taught her a bunch of stuff, and you know, I really love more information on him. And also, obviously, the family as a whole, there's something going on there, which I would like to find out more about. This is a historical fantasy shoujo series about she is made an orphan and she has to take the place of this girl who was going to marry into this family, and then she takes her place and marries into the family instead, but she gets found out. And now she still has to like play the part of the other woman until they actually find her. Yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing this. Next is Volume 2 of Adult's Picture Book. This is like a seinen slice of life series about this guy had a best friend. This is the main guy, this is his best friend, and his best friend died, and I think it was in an accident, and he had a little girl. I think she's like 4 or 5 years old, And once he left a note to him saying that this kid's yours now, please look after her. So he's now left with his best friend's kid. And it's kind of suggested that he may have had some sort of feelings for his best friend that he's kind of grappling with. And he realizes in order to help raise this kid, he's going to need someone else. So he asks this woman who works for this, like, I think it's an insurance company or a bank or something like that. He just randomly asks, hey, do you want this to help me raise this kid? Do you want to marry me? And she's like, okay. This randomly, she agrees to marry this man she met once. And yeah, so they basically become sort of a family. And I enjoyed the first volume. I'm interested to find out more, especially between him and his friend. They kind of have that interesting sort of relationship going on that I'm interested to find out more about. Also, he's a manga artist who draws erotica, and he's also doesn't want the kid or his new wife to find that out, so he's kind of trying to keep that a secret. Next is Kaloon Generic Romance Volume 7. I still plastic wrapped, obviously. I haven't taken it out yet. But yeah, I enjoy this series. I enjoy the mystery and finding out more each volume, but then being confused again and then kind of figuring something out, but not other stuff in here. It's a good time. Next, we have a couple of Square Enix manga here. Ice Guy and the Cool Girl, Volume 5. This volume has a nice cover. This series always has such nice covers. It's such a sweet, cute read. It's just a wholesome office romance between a guy who's a descendant of a snow woman and the woman who he works beside. They're like, their desks are next to each other, and he has feelings for her, and he like trying to like do nice things for her and get her to like him back. Basically, it's unsure yet whether she has feelings back yet, but yeah, she's quite oblivious, but yeah, it's very cute. And then we have another office romance. This one is Cherry Magic Volume 11, another cute one. Right. Getting quite far into that series now. Then we have Everything's Fallen Over. Last Quarter by Iara. This will be the first Iara title that I've ever read. I haven't read Nana or Paradise Kiss or Neighborhood Story, so this will actually be the first series from her I'm gonna be reading. I did actually like the sound of this one. This one's, what the hell is on the cover? This one is a kind of a bit more like a supernatural series. I think it's got some mystery to it as well. Soken to adapt to life with a new mother and sister after her father's remarriage, Mizuki meets a blue-eyed man playing guitar on the street in Shibuya and is powerfully drawn to him. How far will she go to see him again? After a brush with death, young Hotaru meets Mizuki for the first time in a dream. The next day, Hotaru wanders into the abandoned mansion and comes face to face with the girl she met in her dream. Yeah, this one's got like a supernatural, like ghostly element to it, and I think there's some mystery there too. So yeah, out of all Ayazawa's series that she has in English, this one sounded the most interesting to me because it has that like supernatural element to it. So yeah, I kind of put off reading Nana because it was never finished, so the story will never have an ending. And with Paradise Kiss and Neighborhood Story, those series focus quite a lot on fashion, which is not something I'm interested in. So, but this one, maybe if I really, really like this, I'll give Nana a go. We'll see. But yeah, I really did like the sound of this one. Next, let's stand everything back up. We have Boys Abyss 5. This is series as a complete and utter train wreck. Things keep going wrong. Things keep getting worse. And I like it. I'm liking the train wreck. It's very interesting to see how much worse things can possibly get. Next is another new one. well, it's not new, but it's new to me. We have PTSD Radio Volume 1. This is an omnibus that contains the first 2 volumes. This is my Halloween read for the year. I like to read a horror on Halloween. Last year I did Junji Osuichi. This year I'm doing PTSD Radio. This series is currently on hiatus after Volume 3 of the omnibus. But it's not cancelled. There is a chance it will come back. I think it's due to the author's some health issue the author had. And then, yeah, it's a horror. I think it's to do with a radio station that when people listen to it, things happen. But it is quite a well-known one. It is quite well-liked. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to giving it a read. And then maybe picking up some more. I think it is short stories, but the stories are connected in some way, so I think each chapter is a different short story revolving around this radio station. But I do think the short stories do have some sort of connection to each other. Where's the chapter count? Found it. So yeah, I think they're all like different short stories revolving around the radio station. I'll have to see. I haven't read it yet. Next is My Noisy Roommate. The Roof Over My Head Comes with Monsters and a Hottie. This is a BL about a guy who moves into his new place and there's a bunch of monsters living there, and this guy. Yeah, the title kind of explains the premise. Yeah, he moves into his new house and he ends up living with this hot guy and a bunch of monsters. I thought it's a BL and I thought it sounded quite interesting. I'm just going to take these out because they're just falling over. So next is Nina, the Starry Bride, Volume 5. Looking forward to getting into the anime for this one once it actually finishes. But yeah, the tiger's on the cover. The tiger was introduced in Volume 4 and it's very cute. And then the bird is sitting on top of it. But yeah, I continue to enjoy Nina. Looking forward to this volume because I think Azor's going to make a reappearance. Next here is Eccentric Doctor of the Moonflower Kingdom, Volume 6. I really enjoy this series. It's like historical, like medical sort of is it a fantasy? I don't think we've really had any fantasy elements as of yet, so it might just be historical, like medical series. But yeah, I really like this one. I think Volume 7's out as well. I'm pretty sure I saw it in these, but I didn't get any in these because I wasn't sure which one I needed, but it was 6. This one is Stay By My Side After the Rain. This is another BL. This one is, I think, supposed to be like quite a kind of along similar lines to like things like My Summer Review and like those type of BL, I think. I actually forgot this one was a thing until I found a picture of it on my phone. So like whenever companies have licensing announcements and they license series, they tend to post it on social media, usually Instagram or Twitter. And whenever I find something interesting or just am intrigued, I'll just screenshot the license announcement and save it to a folder on my phone so I remember them all and know what I'm interested in. And I was going back through the folder and I saw this one and I was like, I forgot that was ever licensed. I forgot I ever saved that picture, so yeah, I picked it up. But after I buy a series, I go into the folder and delete the ones I've got, so... Or if I'm no longer interested in a series, if I find out it like gets very bad reviews or find out it has a trope I don't like or a setting I don't like, I'll then also go and delete that image from the folder. So yeah, on one of the days when I was just going through the folder, getting rid of everything I already had or was no longer interested in, I remembered this one. And so I grabbed it. I think it came out not that long ago. I think, yeah, it's high school friends reunite. It's like they were friends in school and then they reunited with each other. But yeah, that's the story behind that one. Next is another BL. Quite a few this month. We have Marriage to Kitsune Sama. This is, I'm pretty sure, this is a smarty one, I think. No, it's only 17%. It might have some smart. But I'm pretty sure this one has some, like, eating elements to it, from what I remember the description saying. But yeah, I think he's made to marry a fox dude. In the town of Hokucho, a mystical tradition unfolds every few decades. A village is selected to ascend the mountain and marry off to the alluring fox spirits who reside there. Inaho has longed to take on that role, and then his time finally comes. He eagerly climbs the mountain to meet his new handsome husband, Subaru. The captivating lord has been watching Inaho for quite some time and is pleased to receive his new spouse. But before the supernatural marriage can enter its honeymoon stage, Inaho discovers Subaru is cursed to devour his beloved, aka Ikaho. Can they find a way to break the curse, or is this marriage doomed to end in tragedy? Now, this is just a one-shot, so he marries a fox. The fox wants to eat him. He has to, like, prevent that from happening. It sounded interesting, and it's got that supernatural twist to it. Next is a light novel. This is the Mimosa Confessions, Volume 1. This is by the author of The Tunnel to Summer and Wait for Me Yesterday in Springtime, neither of which I've read, both of which I have and think sound good. This one, I think, is about a trans girl. I think it's about a guy, and he had a best friend in school who was a boy. And then he moves away for, I think, college, possibly a job. And when he comes back, he realizes that his friend is now a girl, and it's about him, like, reconnecting with her, or something like that, from what I remember. But yeah, I thought it sounded interesting, and I like the sound of, like, the author's other works as well, so I thought, why not also give this one a go. I think this is his friend on the cover here. Zippy one there. And just a couple more, and then we can be rid of the box. Next, I have Freaking Romance Volume 2. This is a OEL. It's an original English language webtoon. It's published by Webtoon Unscrolled. I have this on my shelf with the manhwa, even though it's not actually a manhwa, it's an OEL. But I keep it with the manhwa because it's kind of manhwa feeling to it. But yeah, we follow a girl called, what's her name again? Zilin? Or something. Both their names begin with a Z anyway. I think it's Zirif and Zarin, or something like that. Anyway, she moves into a new apartment, and she keeps... It's rumoured to be haunted, which is why it's so cheap. But she moves there because her father kicks her out of the house after she tells him she wants to be an artist. And she keeps seeing this guy here who she thinks is a ghost, and she, like, sees him around the apartment. And yeah, I enjoyed the first volume quite a bit, so I decided to grab the second one, which I think this is all that's out currently. I know the series is finished on Webtoon. But the only thing I wasn't keen on was the cringy dialogue. Our main character especially, I think it's Zirif, something like that. It has very nice art though. Especially some of, like, these, like, full, like, colour pages. Well, it's all in colour. I mean, the pages that's just full art are quite nice. But yeah, our main character, especially the way she talks, is just kind of cringy. Especially the way she constantly references memes and just says cringy stuff, basically. But if you can get past that, it is a good read. I did enjoy it. And obviously, because I bought the second one, especially in the end, I say I like the art, it's nice. so yeah, looking forward to reading that one. And the last one isn't actually a manga, nor is it really a light novel. It's Uncanny: The Origins of Fear by Junji Ito. This is Junji Ito's autobiography, where he talks about his life up into becoming a manga artist, and then his life as a manga artist, and like what goes into it, and like his techniques and his inspirations and how he writes characters and stuff like that. And I like Junji Ito, I like his manga, so I thought it would be interesting to read about his ideas and where they come from and what inspired him to write these manga and get into writing horror stuff. The cover is pretty plain, but it does have this like under it, so that's cool. Yeah, it's got like blacky blue edges because all the pages have like this border around, and you have some of those like concept sketches and like stuff like that, and how he got a lot of his inspiration came from reading like Kazuo Ume's when he was younger and stuff like that. Yeah, it should be a very interesting read. Anyway, that is it for this month's haul. I hope you enjoyed. I got like 29 plus 15 is not a sum I know how to do off the top of my head, so we have 29 plus 15. So yeah, that's how many I got this month. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you. I finally think I'm sorted on my top 5 of each demographic lists. I've like got them like kind of figured out now, so I'm hoping to do those videos next month, along with obviously my haul, and my reading log will be next month too. And then December I'll have obviously normal haul, normal reading log, and then there'll also be my top reads of 2024, as well as my most anticipated releases of 2025 that month as well. So there's some possibly interesting videos to look forward to in the next couple of months. And I hope to see you again there, and bye bye.